All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this one. I did cover the video yesterday of the FBI. They pretty much discovered that it was a sniper nest, pretty much in a tree that was pretty much in direct line sight of where President Trump get off Air Force One. Then now we come to today. It said that a U.S. Marshal just got shot during a Los Angeles immigration enforcement operation. And of course, a federal vehicle was rammed as the illegal tried to escape. And not only that, saying that, like I said, a U.S. Marshal was shot, and also the illegal alien has been shot. And we see the reason why President Trump been working so hard, him and Tom Home and the whole entire Trump administration, on trying to get these illegals out of our country. Because of stuff like this, now you got Democrats who's telling these illegal aliens to start ramming, like federal agents and stuff, block them in and stuff like that. This stuff has to come to an end. Not only that, President Trump even dropped some more news on Chuck Schumer, especially with this government shutdown. Judge Jeanine came out with some shocking information I can't wait to share with y'all. And we got even some more stuff to cover today, because like I said, Democrats still trying to blame President Trump for this government shutdown and stuff like that, and it's just not going to work. So we got a good bit to get to, so please hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, that way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And I appreciate everybody who always let me know in the comment section that you did watch the entire video, because it really helped get the video out there. It's really helped get President Trump's message out there. So please let me know that you did watch this entire video and hit that like button. Like I said, it definitely helps me out a ton when you do that. So, all right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this now. Let's check this out by Eric Dollar. You can see where he say breaking. U.S. Marshal has been shot during a Los Angeles immigration enforcement operation. Say federal vehicle was rammed as the illegal tried to escape, and the illegal alien was also shot. Both has non-life-threatening injuries. Pray for all federal agents in the area.
News alert. This is video that we just have in from moments ago from Los Angeles. This is according to multiple ICE and Fox News sources. A U.S. Marshal and an illegal alien were both shot in L.A. this morning. It was during an immigration operation. Both at this time, we are told, have non-life-threatening injuries. Fox is told that federal agents surrounded and boxed in a target. That target then rammed federal vehicles in an attempt to escape. The feds fired their weapons. One U.S. Marshal was hit in his hand in what initially appears to be a bullet ricochet. The target criminal alien was hit in the elbow, we are told. Both expected to be okay, and they are at the hospital, and we are awaiting an update on that situation.
Wow. It's like this stuff just never stops. It never stops, man. And like I said before, this is the reason why President Trump is trying to get these illegals out of here, because now this is what the second or third time that this right here didn't happen, that you get these illegal aliens be trying to, ram federal agents, block them in and stuff like that. So that's why I said that stuff just has to stop. Now, I do want to get to right here what Judge Jeanine just said. She said, wow, Judge Jeanine just revealed a stunning statistic about Washington, D.C. So check out what Judge Jeanine had to say.
No message of accountability here. And right now, in my office, when I got here, the prosecutor before me, the Biden prosecutor, did not paper something like 65% of the arrests. That means that when police made an arrest, the prosecutor wouldn't even prosecute. My papering rate is 92%. Those cops make an arrest, I've got their back. I'm going to file those charges.
Wow. And Judge Jeanine has been doing a good job, man. I'm telling you, ever since, President Trump, pretty much hired her, she's been doing a good job, man. So you definitely got to give it up for Judge Jeanine. Then it said right here, in an amazing trend, President Trump is set to break the all-time record for the amount of illegal aliens deported by the end of 2025.
And deportation numbers hitting record highs since President Trump's return to office. His administration booting more than 515,000 illegal migrants so far. 1.6 million illegals have left the country on their own, with immigration agents arresting 485,000. DHS saying that Trump is set to shatter the U.S. deportation record by the end of 2025.
And that's the reason why the Democrats are mad, because they want these illegal aliens here so they can vote for the Democrats and try to help them win the presidency. That's the reason why you got dollar store Barack Obama, Hakeem Jeffries fighting so hard for these illegal aliens and want to get them free health care. But then he get on camera and lie, say, I'm not trying to get them free health care. When it's already been exposed by Mike Johnson, he showed the paper that they sent back wanting free health care for illegal aliens. Then they get on camera and say, oh, they lying on us. It's just pathetic, man. And say U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro says Congress must get involved on ensuring youth criminals are held accountable instead of being released by leftist judges.
I believe that Mayor Bowser, and as you say, she has been a partner in this, and she is doing what she can. But at the end, the question is whether or not Congress wants to get involved. And if Congress gets involved, we can change these laws. We can make these young offenders accountable. And that's one of the first things I said when I got here. You've got to include them in the criminal justice system. You know, yoga and ice cream socials and family court are not the answer. We can give rehabilitation, Dana, in the criminal court for young offenders who deserve it. But there is no message of accountability here. And right now, in my office, when I got here, the prosecutor before me, the Biden prosecutor, did not paper something like 65% of the arrests.
Exactly. And she's exactly right. Now, before we get back to Judge Janine, I wanted to show y'all this right here, because even Judge Janine just dropped something else major, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But let's get over here to the crackhead real quick. Check this out. It's a Hunter Biden says President Trump is threatening the life of Harry Sisson by sharing an AI video of Harry getting poop dumped on his face. So we'll stop it right there. So Hunter Biden say President Trump is threatening the life of Harry Sisson because he shared an AI video of him getting poop dumped on his face, and he calling that threatening somebody's life. So President Trump threatening somebody's life because a video of you saying that he dropping poop on somebody's face. That's threatening their life. But yet, did his own father, Joe Biden, say that we got to put Trump in the bullseye? I think that was more of a threatening thing. Remember, he said that then President Trump almost lost his life twice. And then Joe Biden tried to walk it back. Oh, that ain't what I meant about President Trump. I wasn't saying that somebody need to take him out, which is a lie. Then they say, so sad to watch. Forget about how juvenile it is, what the president did. Like, Hunter, why does they even keep talking to this dude? Like, this is the last person to be trying to run his mouth about anything. What about the doping stuff that was found in the White House? We know who it was. It was his. What about the laptop and all of this stuff? And he should be the last person running his mouth. Check it out.
So when I see the President of the United States create an AI video wearing a crown and dumping excrement on the heads of American peaceful protesters, and
oh, he called them peaceful protester that's attacking ICE, spitting on them, throwing stuff at them. This is what Democrats call peaceful.
TikTok stars like Harry, I see him basically painting a bullseye.
Wow.
Painting a bullseye on somebody like that.
Oh my
I hadn't thought of it
God,
that
bro,
way,
you
but
gotta stop.
You know what I can, why I was distracted, because I just was blown away by the fact that the fucking president of the United States put a 22-year-old kid in a video and like, oh, obviously these protests don't bother you at all.
Now you want to say, oh, Harry Sisson is a 22-year-old kid. Do he realize what this 22-year-old kid, Harry Sisson, been saying about President Trump, calling him a threat to democracy? He's Hitler. He's that. This is what Harry Sisson been saying about President Trump for the longest. This kid been saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff about the president. I mean, now, did President Trump call him Hitler, or did President Trump say that he need to be put in the bullseye? President Trump ain't say none of that. He just made an AI video just dropping mud or poop, whatever you want to call it, out of the air, and y'all want to say, oh, he putting a kid's life in danger. But yet this kid is keep calling Donald Trump Hitler all the time. Like, this is ridiculous, man.
Because, you're just doing this video of this 22-year-old kid. Like, what a small person. I didn't even think about the potential for violence.
Oh, my God.
Well, think about it. This is not only the potential for violence, isn't he just completely conditioning us with how many times has he sent out videos of him wearing a crown?
That's true.
And by the way, it's not a joke. It's not just a troll. We always say this. Every single thing that everybody said, it's just him trolling us. It's that he's done it. Yeah. He just commuted George Santos's sentence. By the way, nobody likes George Santos.
This is pitiful.
The Republicans don't like George Santos. Nobody on Fox News likes George Santos.
Yeah, Hunter should be in prison while he's sitting up here running his mouth talking about violence. You don't see gunshots and none of that coming from Republicans. Look what they've been doing. They tried to take President Trump's life twice. Look what they did to Charlie Kirk. And you want to talk about Donald Trump dropping mud on somebody's face in an AI video is threatening Harry Sisson's life? My God, bro.
Everybody was happy that George Santos was going away. Yeah. Why did he do it? You know why he did it? To show that he can do anything. Anything.
Boy, this right here is just pitiful, man. Absolutely just pitiful. So this is what I want to say right here. Now, look what they put right up under this video. They said Hunter's father, when he said that it's time to put President Trump in the bullseye. Check this out right here.
You called your opponent an existential threat on a call a week ago. You said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that.
I didn't say crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was there's very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him. Focus on what.
Now he wants to say, I mean focus on him. I mean focus on him. Now let Donald Trump say it. Now if President Trump would have said, Republicans, we have to put a bullseye on Harry Sisson. What you think Democrats would be saying right now? What you think CNN, MSDNC, what would you think they headlines would be? President Trump want Harry Sisson to be taken out. President Trump is inciting violence on Harry Sisson. He said he needs to be in the bullseye. If it was President Trump that used them same terms on a Democrat, it could have been AOC, Jasmine Crock shit. It could have been one of them and President Trump said he need to put a bullseye on him. The headlines will be crazy right now on the left. But since Joe Biden did, now look, Joe Biden trying to make up stuff. Then you got Hunter Biden running his mouth, and he should be in prison for the stuff that he did. But yeah, who is him to try to talk about what Donald Trump doing is violence? That's what I'm saying. It just don't make any sense at all. Trying to make up stuff which don't make no sense. Like stuff like that just pisses you off. And then now you got former White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre suggests President Biden spoke to the press more than President Trump does. Half of the time, Joe Biden didn't even know he was speaking to the press. Half the time, they put the camera on the man be asleep. So check this out.
So that's number one. My job was to speak to what the decision he made in the sense of continuing, trying to lift up the policies and the legislative wins that we did have. We did have legislative wins.
Sure,
and
but he
that
didn't talk about them that well, though. He couldn't talk about them. He wasn't campaigning that vigorously.
Wait, first of all, he did talk about them.
No,
whether it broke through or not, he did.
No, he didn't.
He did talk
no,
about
he didn't.
He talked way less to the press than Donald Trump does. Way less. And he wasn't out there at all. He wasn't good off the cuff. He wasn't doing press conferences. Let's just be real. Like, he didn't do the big events.
See what she's trying to do? She's still trying to cover up for Joe Biden. This is the crap that they did. Covered up this man's mental decline the same way she's trying to cover it up now.
Tim, that's not true. Tim, you're conflating all of it. That's what you're doing. No, you're telling me he didn't talk well about it. Then you're telling me he didn't talk at all.
He didn't do either. He didn't talk very often, and when he did, it wasn't very good.
Yeah,
he sounded very
old. Maybe you weren't paying attention to what we were doing at the White House.
I paid attention. I'm with you on the policies. I'm talking about his performance.
The president spoke to the American people a couple times a week. He traveled and did domestic travel and talked directly to the American people.
Oh, quit lying. Half of the time, Joe Biden didn't even know he was on a plane. Even Mike Johnson exposed that he was talking to Joe Biden about something, and Joe Biden didn't even know he signed something. He was telling Mike Johnson, oh, no, I didn't sign that. Mike Johnson said, yes, you did. So it was a lot of stuff that this man didn't even know what was going on.
We are talking about a time politically that is incredibly partisan. It is hard to break through or any messaging. And it was an incumbency as
Oh, shut up. So I do want to get back to this right here. I told y'all that Judge Jeanine dropped another bomb. So after an activist judge in D.C. refused to jail big you-know-what attackers, U.S. Attorney Pirro announced she'll be bringing federal charges against them. And we all remember what happened a while ago. And let's listen to Judge Jeanine Pirro, because this is what's been going on. Like when these violent criminals get in trouble, attack somebody, or somebody, these leftist judges just let them right back on the streets, and these people just commit crimes again. But Judge Jeanine says she is done with this. She is tired of it, and she's just going to take matters into her own hands. Check out what she had to say.
Today, we are announcing that Lawrence Cotton Powell, who is 19 years of age, along with Anthony Taylor, who is 18 years of age, are now charged with assaulting Levine. Cotton Powell was stomping on Levine's head, as you can see in this poster to my left. Levine was able to get up momentarily, but the crowd chased him and got him down again. They continued to attack Levine while he was on the ground, and then proceeded to rob him of his sneakers and his watch. The group then, after the robbery and assault of Ethan Levine, they walked in the direction of where another crime occurred within minutes. You have heard of this crime. Edward Korestein, a 19-year-old Doge person who was working in the administration, was walking a young woman to her car when he was approached in the 1400 block of Swan Street Northwest. Approximately 10 suspects approached him, and as they did, he pushed the young woman into the car. And he was protecting her from the group before he was then attacked by multiple suspects, who then punched him repeatedly, causing significant injuries to him. They got him on the ground, and as they were doing so, they demanded the car from the woman who was inside the car and had already locked the car. They were banging on the car. They were pulling the car door, trying to get the car open, and were telling the woman in the car to hand over the keys. And the woman was, as I said, able to lock the car door, so they were unable to gain entry. And It was fortuitous that someone from the Metropolitan Police Department was on patrol. He happened to pull onto the block, and he witnessed the suspects actually assaulting Korestein, who was on the ground lying next to the car. The juveniles fled, but within a short period of time, two 15-year-olds were arrested, and they were taken into the family court by the attorney.
And that's what Judge Janine's sick of. Like, a lot of these kids that's around 15 years old, 16 years old, it gets to the point now that they be committing crimes, and then judges just let them off because of their age. And that's what Judge Janine says she's trying to change. Now, if you 14, 15 years old and you commit crimes, you're going to be charged as an adult. So that's what, Judge Janine saying that she's going to do. Because obviously, if you got 14, 15, 16-year-old kids committing crimes, and then they know they just going to get a slap on the wrist and get right back out, they're going to continue to keep doing crimes and stuff like that, because they know it ain't no consequences, and they're going to just keep getting out. And that's what Judge Janine says she's going to change.
General's office. That is the local attorney general's office. Now, I think what's significant about this case is the history of Lawrence Cotton Powell. I want you to follow me on this. Lawrence Cotton Powell is 19 years of age. He's now charged with robbery, first-degree robbery, for which he faces 15 years in prison. He also faces a charge of assault with intent to commit robbery and another 15 years. And robbery for Edward Korestein, 15 years. Assault with intent to commit robbery, another 15 years. And attempted carjacking, 5 years. Now, let me tell you his background. On April 3rd of this year, Lawrence Cotton Powell was sentenced for a felony attempted robbery. My office asked for jail time. Judge McClain, a judge sitting in the criminal part in Superior Court with no criminal background, made a decision to give Cotton Powell probation. in spite of his conviction on a felony attempted robbery. Within 31 days, by May 4th, Powell reoffends. He's rearrested while he's on probation from the felony, and he's charged with simple assault and possession of a prohibited weapon B. On May 4th, my office asked that probation be revoked. But on May 16th, that same Judge McClain comes back and releases Cotton Powell and tells him basically, be a good boy.
Wow.
On July 24th, he is sentenced to one of the two misdemeanors that he's charged with. Again, my office asked for jail time after he victimized yet another person. And on July 25th, another judge suspends his sentence and decides that he should be on probation. So after a felony of attempted robbery conviction, after a violation of probation, after a second crime, after a second conviction, after no compliance with C. Sosa, the judges say do better and they let him go.
That's
and guess
crazy.
What? Within 10 days, he's at it again with Ethan Levine and Edward Korstein. Now, the co-defendant in this case is an individual by the name of Anthony Taylor. He charged also with the same arrest. He is with the same crimes. He is from Maryland. He is 18 years old. We are unaware of any history as it relates to him. I want to thank the Metropolitan Police Department. I want to thank the fact that this department went above and beyond and worked incredibly hard.
Now, that just go to show you right there. Look at all of the stuff that this kid was doing, and he just got a slap on the wrist. And at this point, Judge Janine like, you know what? I'm sick of it. These judges ain't doing nothing. You keep talking about tell him to do right, and then 10 days later, he commits another crime. Come up in there, you tell him to do right. So he just know nothing is going to happen to him. So that's why he keep committing these crimes, because he know if he go to jail, he's just going to get right back out. And that right there is just absolutely insane. Now, I do want to turn the tables for a second. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about that, what Judge Janine said, because like I said, that is absolutely insane, because a lot of people don't even get that many chances, not even one sometimes, depending on what the crime is. And he just kept getting a slap on the wrist. So I do want to share this with y'all. Said, breaking an incredible move, Walmart just paused their job offers to people who would need H-1B visas. This is because of President Trump's new $100,000 visa fee. And they said, good, this signifies the H-1Bs were not absolutely necessary for Walmart and they can hire Americans.
We need workers, we need great workers, and this pretty much ensures that that's what's going to happen. I think, Sean, do you agree with that?
Well, they're $100,000 per year. So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs.
Yep.
That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love it. They love it. They really love it. They need it.
H-1Bs are sometimes used by people already in the country legally on other visas or student visas. Does this apply to them or to renewals, or does it only apply to people applying for the first time from abroad?
Renewals, first times, the company needs to decide, do they want, is that person valuable enough to have $100,000 a year payment to the government, or they should head home and they should go hire an American. The whole idea, it's annual, and it's for total, it can be a total of 6 years. So $100,000 a year, so either the person is very valuable to the company and America, or they're going to depart and the company's gonna hire an American, and that's the point of immigration. Hire Americans and make sure the people coming in are the top people. Stop the nonsense of letting people just come into this country on these visas that were given away for free. President is...
And that's exactly right. Now, not only that, I know y'all been seeing a lot of videos of, it's been a lot of women saying that, you know, with our EBT, been cut off because of the government shutdown, and we're going to start stealing. We're going to start going to Walmart and steal because our EBT. But it was another young lady that worked at Walmart saying, hey, if you come up in here stealing because your EBT got cut, I'm going to call the police. So if you see this right here, it says last month, but our Walmart employees are vowing to call the cops on anyone who's stealing because their EBT got cut. Check out what she said.
Let me tell you something. If you think that you better come up in here and steal from the Wally world because you ain't getting no food stamps, I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to call. They're on speed dial. I'm going to call them expeditiously. I don't care. I don't.
Wow. She got them on speed dial because I've been seeing a lot of videos, you know, of people saying that they're going to steal because of their EBT getting cut and stuff like that. Blame Chuck Schumer and these Democrats. They did this. But yet they still running around trying to blame President Trump, just like Pocahontas right here says the shutdown will only end if President Trump sits down and negotiate. So there's no negotiating with deranged Democrats, especially ones like Warren, who is trying to get $1.5 trillion for illegals. And President Trump is not finna do that.
Then where does this end? How do you see the off-ramp happening?
I think it ends when Donald Trump tells the Republicans, okay, sit down now and negotiate.
Oh, shut up. That is just absolutely insane when Donald Trump tells the Republicans to sit down and negotiate. So you want President Trump to give y'all $1.5 trillion for illegal aliens. And then you still got, you know, Senator John Fetterman saying that it's embarrassing that the government is still shut down like this.
Are you surprised that vote after vote, it's just been 3 Democrats time and again who voted for this bill? Does that surprise you?
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day. You know, and I'm just saying, and it's not entertaining. That's a great movie, but this is shitty. And now it's like now real damage is going to are now touching the lives of regular Americans, and we all lose. And it's embarrassing to our allies and to our enemies.
Because the whole country would be bankrupt, and you're not going to have any kind of medical insurance. So with us, it's the opposite. And it's a great bill. We don't need any more. And I want to just say from the beginning, our message has been very simple. We will not be extorted on this crazy plot of theirs. They've never done this before. Nobody has. You always vote for an extension. Chuck Schumer and the Senate Democrats need to vote for the clean, bipartisan CR and reopen our government. It's got to be reopened right now. We're not doing that. They are the obstructionists. And the reason they're doing it is because we're doing so well. We're doing well all over the world. We're doing well with the close to $20 trillion that I just told you about. It will be that number, but even if you take it down to over 17, that's a guarantee. We're doing well with everything. Car plants are pouring back into our country. AI plants, we're leading, we're dominating China right now in AI. And I did something that I think you'd like, because we have an old grid. It's a tired grid. It doesn't have the juice that you need to fire up these plants. You know, these plants will need more than double the energy. We'll say this, that we have Darth Vader. You know Darth Vader, right? Darth Vader is a man who, I think he's sitting right. Is that Darth? Stand up, please, Darth Vader. Stand up. Does everybody know? They call him Darth Vader. I call him a fine man. But he's cutting Democrat priorities, and they're never going to get him back. And they've caused us, and they've really allowed us to do it. And by the way, thank you. You're doing a great job, I have to tell you. So really a great job. Because many of the things that they're cutting, like the New York project, $20 billion we're cutting it, they're not going to get it back. I mean, they're not going to get a lot of things back. They may not get it back. Maybe we'll talk to them about it. But they're losing all the things that they wanted. But many of the things that they wanted are things that we don't want. Things that are just so bad for our country. And we're cutting those things out. So while they thought they were doing maybe bad, maybe indirectly they're doing good. The cynical comment that they've made all over the place, and all of their cynical remarks proves beyond all doubt that Schumer is a calculating political partisan, but we knew that. Somebody that's in deep trouble. He's losing in all of the polls. He's even losing to AOC +3. Remember +3? What happened to the +3? Are they still around? I had one. I met when I was at the United Nations, I met the president of Somalia, And I say, I have somebody I'd like to give back to you. He said, no, thanks. We don't want her. He didn't want anything to do with her. But today I'm calling on every Senate Democrat to stop the madness, to...
And like I said, that right there was what John Fetterman had to say. And then you got, like, I don't know what it is with Joe Scarborough, man. Like, they just say some of the craziest stuff. Listen to what he said. MSNBC's Joe Scarborough warns MAGA that one day Democrats may weaponize the DOJ against them. Don't he know that they the ones started this? And President Trump ain't even weaponizing the DOJ. He getting them because what they did was illegal to him.
And again, because you talk about it in a piece. What I've been warning about, what I've been warning Republicans about, because they love to say, oh, we're owning the libs. No, you're taking a hammer to the 2027 and 2029 version of yourself, a ball-peen hammer, and you're hammering yourself in the forehead. Like, the things they are doing now will be used against them by a progressive president or an independent megalomaniac who is a billionaire who becomes president of the United States. They are set.
Yo, Scarborough, don't you know that these Democrats, the one that did all of this, don't you know they the one who went after President Trump? Did you see that they used Jack Smith, Fannie Willis, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, used all of these people to go after President Trump? And not only that, look what Fannie Willis did. She went after President Trump and 20 more people around him. And you want to talk about weaponizing? No, he's getting them for the crap that they did, because when they came after him, that was illegal. They weaponized the DOJ against him. So he's getting them for what they did, so this stuff don't happen no more. So they get empowered, they'll think twice about going after your political opponents. And he noticed.
Setting precedents for an all-powerful president, which they're fine right now because it's their guy doing it. But as you write in Axios, they're setting precedents that rip to shreds the constitutional norms that they've gone around yelling about for 50 years, whether it's, Article 1 powers like we did back when we were in power there to say, hey, we've got the right to balance the budget, or whether it's you pick whatever they were once champions of that they've abandoned. They're hurting themselves. This will come back to haunt them.
Let's take it.
Oh, shut up. These people is ridiculous, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching, especially the ones that made it to the end. I will keep y'all up to date as more information comes out. But at the end of the day, these Democrats, they are just crazy, man. Like, now you got Scarborough just saying anything, which they the one who started this. Try to put this man in one of the worst prisons ever. He's seen it happening. But like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.